Hello everyone, this is Heroes Trivia. Welcome back to another episode of our Dynasty Warrior 8 Extreme Legend. It's in story mode as we continue with the battle of New Hefei Castle. So our character selection here, Sima Shi, Guo Huai, and Zhuge Dan. Of the three, Zhuge Dan is the one historically present at this battle, but we just played him in our last fight. So I'm a little hesitant to use him again. So I think we might go back to Sima Shi. But then again, Sima Shi is probably going to appear multiple times, and Zhuge Dan really doesn't have too much of a role to play going forward, so maybe we just play him twice. I think that's fine. And we'll talk about this battle. I don't think he got any weapons, but nothing that's going to replace the ones we have. We got our little ebony baton with our police restraining moves. Skills the same. Let's get things started, and we'll talk about the fight as we go in.
I carry the pride of my entire clan with me.
Alright, report indicates the enemy have surrounded us and are closing in. The enemy are entering the castle. Forgive me, brother, for Wu is pushing themselves to even closer. Wu and Shu will inevitably attack us here at Hefei. That is assuming that everything Zhuge Dan told me about the last battle is true. Forgive me. Don't get yourself down. I'm not here to reprimand you, but you did strip him of the Marquis title after the failure at Dongxing. I can see some positive out of what Zhuge Dan reported to me. You have done well in luring Wu here. This is your chance to annihilate them. Understood. Okay, so a couple of things. Obviously, none of them, including me, including Zhuge Dan, are not here in Hefei Castle. There is only 3,000 defenders in Hefei, and they're commanded by an officer named Zhang Te, who did extremely well, because this is the sixth and final siege of Hefei during the Three Kingdoms period. This would occur in 253, I believe, a year after Sun Quan died, and about half a year after the Battle of Dongxing. It's really short in terms of the time gap. So most officers of Wu were really against launching this attack. But the regent, Zhuge Ke, was very high off his victory at Dongxing and decided that, I'm going to push the advantage. He gathered up 200,000 men. This is the largest Wu invasion force ever. It doubles Sun Quan's army in 215. And the goal was to parade this army into the Yang province, Jui province, and just crush Hefei, which only had 3,000 defenders. But siege during this period is very difficult, and the way the new Hefei Castle was built, as we mentioned, it moved the original Hefei location from being closer to the river in the south to the river in the north. So in essence, the Wu army has to sail to the old location, disembark, march to the new castle, and then set up camp, and then siege it traditionally. And they can't really bring large siege equipment with them. They have to build everything there. And they sieged for about 90 days. Massive casualties, and a lot of it was due to disease. They started this campaign in May, which was a terrible decision. Very hot, very humid. Lots of disease in the camp. The city held pretty well. They lost about over half the defenders. It was getting really hard around the 90-day mark. The city wall was getting destroyed. And the good news is reinforcements on its way. Zhuge Dan was in charge of bringing reinforcements. He was given 200,000 men. But when he came close to Hefei, he realized that Zhuge Ke was having a very difficult time, and he didn't need to rush because the city was still holding. But around the 90-day mark, the wall broke in parts, and Zhang Te made a really gutsy call. So he presented himself with a seal to Zhuge Ke's army and made the statement that we're willing to surrender. Right now, not everyone is on board because there is a law in the Wei land, which is true. If the defense of a city or a garrison holds for 100 days without receiving reinforcements and then surrenders, then the families of the troops will not be punished, right? So basically, there will not be any punishment for your family. if you surrender after holding out for 100 days without aid. And right now they're on 90 something day. So they're saying, give us a little time. If you don't believe us, here's the seal. And Zhuge Ke believed Zhang Te. They didn't even take the seal and just pulled back from the siege. And during the night, when the siege was calm, they pulled back, Zhang Te and his troops tore up the houses around Hefei to reinforce the broken wall. And they basically rebuilt the wall overnight. And the next morning, when Zhuge Ke's army came to take over the city, Zhang Te is like, I'm sorry, we are fighting to the death. And the siege resumed. But the wall is now reinforced, and they bought themselves more time, and they knew that Zhuge Dan had a huge army nearby. And for Zhuge Ke, he just was super stubborn. He was not very bright, and he was not very receptive of bad news. So a lot of his officers are telling him about how bad the plague is getting in their army. But he started executing the messengers telling him that, so no one dared to tell him any bad news. And he just constantly asked them to step up the siege. And eventually, he came to the realization that they're not going to take the city anytime soon, and they were starting to get surrounded by Zhuge Dan's army. So they started to retreat. And it took them a month to get out of there because they had to ferry themselves out, and it was with enemies around them. It was very difficult. And, in the face of this failure, Zhuge Ke lost a lot of face with the Wu court, and he was embarrassed to go back. So he took the army but didn't return to Wu. He set up a Tuntian location nearby to have his army farm and take care of themselves and rest, and he wouldn't go back to the court. And it was after a few months of repeated summons that he finally returned to Wu to face the emperor. And he, was very bossy still. He had a lot of power still. And to cover up for his mistake, he's like, I have my army in a Tuntian location. We're going to rest up for a little bit. Once we have the food, we're going to launch another northern assault the next year. And this was obviously super delusional given the losses they took at Hefei Castle. And eventually there was a plot against him within the Wu court led by Sun Jun, who is the great-grandson of Sun Jing, the younger brother of Sun Jian, so the third brother in the family who helped them out a couple times. This is the great-grandson of Sun Jing, who's called Sun Jun. So this sort of a relative of the emperor comes out, offers up a plan to host this banquet one day. And on this banquet, he would actually kill Zhuge Ke. And they eventually killed his whole family. The entire Zhuge clan in the south gets killed in this political turmoil. And Zhu Jun becomes the next regent. A very abusive regent as well. Wu is going to have some tough times. I mean, Sun Quan leaving it to his youngest son was just not a good idea. When you become an emperor who lives too long, and then you mess up your inheritance to give it over to a 10-year-old boy, it just opens things up for a lot of bad things. And we'll talk about Sun Jian's rule in the future if we get a chance, but for now, let's get this battle underway. It's the son of Zhuge Jin, yep, and the nephew, yep. Hello, I'm standing right here, but yes, Zhuge Ke is definitely not a great one. He got his position early on by sort of being very flattery of Sun Quan. He was very good with his words. But Sun Quan was very aware of this. Sun Quan, even in his old age, was not very happy about making Zhuge Ke his regent. He was trying to look for alternatives, but most in the court sort of supported Zhuge Ke. Zhuge Ke did do some great stuff in his youth. He did the one impossible task he pulled off was he converted about 100,000 Shanyue people who just basically were living in the mountains, not paying taxes, into citizens. And that was a task that even his dad didn't think he would be able to do. And he not only converted 100,000 civilians into citizens, he managed to get 40,000 of them into soldiers. So, very grand accomplishment for the Wu court. And by this period, we're pretty deep, pretty far away from the chaos around 190, and population numbers have recovered to a pretty good point. So basically, Jia Chong and Huang Yanji is just bossing Sima Zhao around, which is why you see like 200,000, versus 200,000 men battles here in later periods, because both sides just have more population. Zhang Te, I'm glad they included him. He's the only one who should be here. Him and 3,000 men, and that's it. They never set foot in the castle. They never got that far. They broke the outer walls, it's already over. The number disadvantage is just so grand. The wall is the only thing that makes it even a contest here. So Guo Huai would not be here. Sima Zhao's wife would not be here. Sima Zhao would not be here. Sima Shi will be back at the capital. The man behind pulling the strings, allowing Zhuge Dan to take 200,000 men. Jia Chong would be part of Sima Zhao's army, so also Sima Shi's army, so also not here. I don't think we'll be able to buy anything. At least nothing good. Yeah. That's fine. Let's get things started.
This is our chance to strike back. Close all of the castle gates.
There seems to be a lot of
the
enemies.
enemies that have entered our territory. Start by defeating the officer in charge of the wind generator.
Where is that?
Zhao, you and Guo Huai head west. Zhuge Dan, you come east with me.
Okay, I'm supposed to go east. Let's listen to the boss man. And jump down.
I'm going to have
Quan
your
Xi.
head.
Yeah, we're gonna see a lot of Quan members, Quan family members, and you can think of them as a powerful clan because of marriage. The son, I forgot his name, but Sun Luban, Sun Quan's oldest daughter, married into the Quan clan. First she married Zhou Yu's son, but Zhou Yu's son died really early, so she remarried into the Quan clan, and the Quan clan basically became these big players in the Wu court. Not only them, Liu clan as well that we see a lot. The reason why the Liu clan is powerful, it's not the Imperial Liu clan at all, but the Liu clan is because they had I think their daughter married one of Sun Quan's kids, sons, I forgot which one. But Liu, Zhang, Zhu, Quan, those are the very powerful clans in the south because of marriage with Sun clan. Which is why we'll see a bunch of them. Lu Kai. The Lu clan is powerful in their own right.
Is not working. It would be a very powerful weapon
Also a very
if we could
powerful
make use
clan.
of it.
Lu Xun being a very well-known member. But even beyond that, they are significant even going to the Jin periods and beyond.
You saved me. Thank you.
There's a couple generals over there that's not dead. I wonder if I can get my kill from my brother's
It
side.
seems the weaponry inside the castle has been reactivated.
I don't think I can because
This
I
adds
can't.
a whole new
I
dimension
can't get
to our
up.
attack.
So we'll just go our original route.
It's as bad as you see. Could you please lend me a hand?
Gosh, our
You
horse is
performed
just
great as
slow.
always. There was no need for my strategy.
Wait, I think we're supposed to go down here
You are unstoppable.
and then turn, jump. Ding Feng, one of the few more significant generals who's still alive.
I'm going to have your head.
Strength.
Kill both.
I'm pulling back
One
from
Musu. All these cannons? I mean, they're
We have
supposed to be
seized the
our
central
defense, right?
area. Now only the south remains. Let's advance without delay.
Yeah, that's our defense. Okay.
The enemy's remaining strength exceeds my expectations. We might not be able to win this battle.
Where do I go next? Use the ballista to take out the... So am I supposed to control it? And just murder the other side? Can I hit that far?
Capture the ballista.
No.
That should give us the advantage that we need.
Maybe with... Oh wow, that's easy kills. Wow. Pretty sure we can use this one here to do some damage as well. Yeah, that's the Liu clan we talked about earlier. Can't hit that far. Alright, how did they get all over there? Do I jump down? I don't think that's a good idea. They all went back to the center location. Man, I feel left out. Wait, this is not the right way though, because it's gonna go back up. Place is like a maze. Okay, that's not right. And we got hit on some of the spikes, so let's try to figure things out here. That's spikes. That's... Ah! So it's connected, but the map just looks a little... No, it's not. Huh. I mean, they're doing quite nice without me. Do I just jump? I feel like I just jumped down. There's nowhere else to go. Climb back to the top? I feel like I can just go to the end here.
The forces inside the castle have been eliminated. Now it's our turn to attack.
It's so empty down here.
Advance the front lines and break up the enemy siege.
We kind of missed out on this drawbridge attack.
Focus our attacks on a single point. Zhao, you and Guo Huai proceed to the west. Zhuge Dan and I shall attack from the east.
Oh, he's going that way.
I have the utmost confidence in our Lord's command. If only I could demand such authority.
Yeah, getting lost in our own castle. What else is new?
I'm going to have your head.
Zhang Yue. This is that Zhang clan we talked about. Also marriage into Sun Quan's family.
You sure know how to fight.
Slowly but surely, I shall prove my worth on the field of battle.
Most impressive.
Alright, we'll keep this gate closed. We'll kill Quan Yi first.
Great strength. I'm pulling back for now.
Seems like they opened up this
Slowly
one.
but surely,
Quan
I shall prove my worth on the field of battle.
Come on, what are you waiting for? Let's get this fight started.
Wow.
I'll let you go for now. Don't think you've won.
One of the few officers who
Your
actually touched
deeds
us.
make me feel as if I'm brimming with energy again.
Oh, 炼尸 from the dead.
Please Please take it easy on me, okay?
I mean, the Quan clan basically married her daughter.
You sure are strong. To know when I'm beaten.
Your defensive lines have crumbled. Surely Wu officers
But
are
she's
not
been
so
dead for a
incompetent
while.
as to continue fighting a battle they cannot win.
Incompetent? I'll remove that insolent tongue right out of your mouth.
Definitely incompetent. Alright, let's go kill them. Who's guarding him? Zhuge Rong. Son, I guess.
I shall return after reviewing my strategy. Slowly but surely, I shall prove my worth on the field of battle.
You are unstoppable.
We didn't even get to charge up our meters. I don't think we have our weapon swap Musu yet. I can try. Nope, just regular still, even if we hold that button down.
Curse Wei, curse all of you. This insult shall be avenged. Upon my name as a Zhuge.
Ha! You are unworthy to speak that name.
Zhuge Dan, what specter are you looking at?
What?
What does blood mean? What do names mean? These things cannot hone your talent. A warrior lives by nothing but his own skills. The same goes for me.
Actually, now I think about it, Zhuge Dan wasn't even the
Those obsessed by
main
their birth
commander of
end
the Wei
up
Force
like
here.
that.
It should be Sima Fu, which is Sima Zhao's, Sima Shi's uncle, the third brother of 8, the younger brother of Sima Yi. I think he led the entire army. Zhuge Dan was in it, but I don't think he was even the key commander for it. It became a very family affair after the coup.
Obsessed by birth.
Zhuge clan were not obsessed by birth.
Maybe I have been a prisoner. Rather than focusing on myself, I have been preoccupied with my name.
It's us modern people
Now, though,
that obsess over the
I
Zhuge
am
clan
free
name.
from that
People back
curse.
then, they were just a very average clan. They weren't terrible.
moment
I mean,
on,
they had an ancestor, Zhuge
I
Feng,
shall
who was
hone
a
my own talents.
Grand Excellency, I think.
Move
But
forward.
still, like there's so many clans with much more political capital. Like Zhuge Jin, Zhuge Liang, they were well respected, but not significant. So there's definitely not this like obsession over bloodlines. That's like the Yuan clan, perhaps. Yes, disease is a big part, and Zhang Te, very very key. This was probably the closest they came to actually taking Hefei Castle by force, but also the most disastrous result. I think casualty count, if you include like sick and wounded, probably half of the army. So even more embarrassing than Sun Quan's 215 loss. Okay, now we're going back to Wei. And we're going to get a couple of Jiang Wei's northern expeditions, I think. Yeah, shifting west is probably more interesting because we're actually going to get into the wiping out of Shu, which happens pretty soon. It's the first target for Wei. And eventually Jin, of course. We haven't played Jiachong yet. We can do it next time. Oh, Zhonghui is also here. Oh, so that's what... Deng Ai. Okay, wow. Got choices. I mean, we're going to see these two face quite a bit as we play against Shu. So maybe Jialong... We'll see. It's going to be someone new next time. So that's pretty nice. So we'll see you guys then. Bye.